Hello there. So, um, today will actually be probably the last day I'll use this crappy ass microphone. Um, so I actually bought a new microphone, and I'll cut to the new microphone in three, two, one. Yeah. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Is my voice not actually loud this time and not soft? Uh, what I do want to do is I don't know if I should have the pop filter or without it. So I'll see over the course of a few days or if I have to adjust how far I'm talking, because I think it does pick up like from this distance. Um, going to be like adjustment. So yeah. Hey, new day, new me. Um, so I've decided to turn this into like my monthly update video. This will all be a series where I've talk about what I've been doing, plans and what I plan to do. Sometimes it might be only video I make for the month, depending on what's going on in my life. Such as going to locals and then going 04. Although I would have at least end up with a 1-3 as my final result standing, but one set that I was probably going to win resulted in double game loss. So is what it is. I actually leave from work. This will actually give me more time to stream, create more videos, and clearing up his Steam backlog. If I'm not streaming every day, it'll probably like every other day. These videos will also serve me as a way to recommend media that I have consumed or at least planning to consume, such as Die in the Dungeon. With the release of 1.0, the game will be coming out of early access finally. I'm super excited. This game has literally been one of my favorite roguelikes of recent times. So with 1.0, we're getting a new character, new final boss, and new difficulty. Sucks, I haven't even beaten the game on the hardest difficulty before this update. Gameplay is your standard turn-based standard turn-based roguelike. So instead of cards, you'll now have dice. You still have your energy, but instead of directly dragging the dice onto like enemies and that, you have a board which determines like how you attack the enemy, how you defend, and it's probably been one of the most unique ways to play a roguelike, because the way that some dice interact with the board and with the game state in general is like so cool. And on top of that, each character has like the own board, so like the way that one dice will interact with that board is different to how it would interact with another board. You catch my drift. So yeah, like I might not be just like hyping this game up enough, but I really do recommend this game. I will be streaming this game either, depending on when this game, when those videos goes up, might already be streaming or I did stream. Yeah, the game that I am sort of excited for that is going to release this month, but not really under anybody's radar, is like Forza Horizon 6. I won't go into too much detail because I'm pretty sure everybody's seen trailers and that, but like I'm someone who heavily enjoys like racing games and like tuning cars, especially like in Forza Horizon games. But the fact that Akina from Initial D and basically Mount Aruna from IRL Japan is going to be in the game is probably going to be so much fun. I basically know the track layout of Mount Aruna / Akina from all the time that I've played the Initial D arcade games, even Battle Gear, and the times that I've like set times in Assetto Corsa. On the next segment, I am reading or recommending what I've read, and that is Return of the Mantua Sect. With the announcement of them coming off hiatus, I decided to pick it up. It started as somewhat generic at least, but not so generic like an isekai. So general premise is the Sword Saint, aka the strongest like good guy, dies in the fight against the demonic faction, the bad guys, and then he's reborn as into the bigger sect. 100 years later, he then makes his way to like the Mantua sect of current times and find out, oh, like they fall into like the absolute low, and then he rejoins the Mantua sect with plan of bringing like the Mantua sect back to making the Mantua sect great again. And like the series has like some amazing comedic moments and action scenes, but man, it's like super good. Not as good as like my favorite manhwa of recent times being Ray State Developer. And for the last segment, I have no other ways to start this, but my only thing is like, why have I not started this series and franchise earlier? Like a few months ago, I started Kamen Rider W, as it probably had my favorite design out of all the Kamen Riders that I've seen, like scrolling through Pinterest when I'm like looking for references on that to Nandero. In my word, I should have started the series like way earlier. The series like way earlier. W has like a bit of a slow start, and it's probably why it took so long to finish it. But also the fact that I did watch like one episode every other day, and sometimes I'd go a week without watching an episode. But like once it hit that like halfway point and it started kicking up, like man, I started binging it like no tomorrow. And then once I finished W, I started Futa P, and then I sort of did the same thing, slow start to it, and then I binged like the last few episodes that was left, and then I watched the movie today, the animated movie at least. So that's all, leaving me with like just like the live action movies to watch. From what I've seen online, I should skip for one movie if I plan to watch the other Kamen Rider series, which I do plan on doing. So it's probably gonna be other movies I watch, and then that, and then I'll probably watch movies first, leave that one movie, watch every other Kamen Rider show, and then maybe watch the movies. I think actually a better idea is just watching all the series, and then I'll watch the movie separately, so that I'm not spoiling myself. And then when I want to get back into one of the other Kamen Riders, like if I feel like watching W again, I can just watch a movie instead. But like, yeah, mind you, the CGI for the series like extremely bad, especially when it comes to W, since it was like released in 2009. But like somehow there's charm in that bad CGI, if you know what I mean. And don't even get me started on the acting. Like, there's one moment that just gets me every time I think of. That's when Shotaro does the yeah. If you know, you know. And then like when it came to like the final arc, let's say, the acting just got like toned up. Like the acting in it just blew me away. Like, and like some of these actors, like you would not see like in awards and that. I'm gonna cut that. The acting in this is like super amazing. Like it just blew me away, especially with the emotion that was being shown, and like you felt that. If you haven't watched Kamen Rider, or know what it is or don't know what it is, it's basically like your Super Sentai / Power Rangers type show, where evil organization tries to do something bad, main character stops them. But what I've experienced with W at least is that like it's still much more mature than Super Sentai, but still intended for younger audience, giving that like shonen anime or manga vibe. And with the anime being a bit more on the darker side, just not like super dark or anything, it just was way more comfortable showing death in that and gruesome scenes, but like nothing like really too dark, where it's like Goblin Slayer like levels of dark, or Attack on Titans level of dark. But yeah, I won't go into further detail, but like what I would recommend doing is like the same way you approach like a fighting game. Choose a Kamen Rider design that like speaks with you, that you absolutely just like love, and then watch that series. And that's what I've done with like W. It was my favorite design, and I watched it, and I absolutely love the show now. I don't know what series I'm gonna watch next, but yeah. And I really have been missing out on Kamen Rider. The amount of quality media that flies under like most people's radar is insane. You just have to put the time and effort into looking for them. And hopefully maybe this will be someone's reason to go and watch it. If not, oh well, I tried my best. And with that, this is the end of the video. See ya. Bye.